All right, we're back. Episode 117 of the Morse Code Podcast. Dan Morse, Soapy Priya. How are you, Soap?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. And you?
I'm doing well also. Thank you. Thank you for asking. We can get right into it. So I think, well, just to be transparent with our audience, we had to record this one a couple nights prior to when it's going to launch. So we really can't get into too much present day stuff, especially on the playoff front, because even if we talk about what we think is going to happen, the polar opposite tends to always happen. And then it just seems kind of silly. So as of right now, I think, what is Bucks tonight? 2-1 Bucks?
3-1 Lakers. Oh, sorry. 2-1 Bucks.
2-1 Bucks. Okay. That sounds more right. I'm trying to think. So if they must play tonight and Thursday. So by the time you're listening to this, the Bucks could be on their way to the finals. I don't think they'd be already have won that game. I think that'll go 6. I think Atlanta will get one more and then go 6 games. Clippers, I don't know. 3-2 Clippers. I think Clippers can win the next game. Then they go to game 7. Anything can happen in a game 7. I've always been told.
We do hear that a lot.
So I don't know.
In this industry.
That would be Wednesday. So if you're listening to this at the earliest, that would be yesterday. I think Clippers win Wednesday at home to force game 7. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Or Paul George could shoot 13%, no pun intended, 13% from the field and lose and go down that field, that path again as well. That could be entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, I want a good series, but I want the Suns to win. Yeah,
I think the Suns will win in 7. I think they're going to win in 7 if they go back home. So I think Clippers win on Wednesday. Would you rather see a game 7 or see some serious Clippers slander if they do something funny in game 6?
Oh, I think I would rather the slander because I would be nervous if it got to a game 7.
Yeah, they could win a game 7. Nervous. I think Ty Lue could win a game 7. I think so. Kawhi's not. I'm still confused. Is Kawhi? I thought he was definitely not coming back this entire playoffs.
Oh, I thought that was the case too. Is there an update?
Yeah. Well, no. But every game, Kawhi Leonard's officially out for game 5. Was the last one, and it's okay. I assume he's out for all the games.
Yeah, Babe Ruth also officially out.
Yeah, doubtful for being dead, but also downgraded from doubtful to out to dead.
Questionable death.
Yeah. Yep. And then
questionable deceased.
He looks like he's having a great time. Kawhi catching the games in the box, brought his family, brought his kids. Those tweets were hilarious. Kawhi Leonard in the stands with his family. So I guess he can just do that. That might be the first time he's recreationally been to a basketball game with his kids.
That's probably why he wasn't cheering. He didn't know how he was supposed to act.
He wasn't quite sure what was happening. Yeah. He didn't.
It's all this fucking noise, man.
Yeah, very, very confusing night for the Leonard household. A lot of questions that I'm sure he didn't want to answer.
The Mike Breen call was pretty good.
So good. So great. Good for him. Jeff, that cruise had a good series between him and Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. They've had a good series. It's such a weird contrast between them and then Marv Albert literally slipping into Alzheimer's live on TV every other night. It actually is kind of sad, but the tweets and everything following it are pretty good.
Constantly but to your point, I think players' names.
He still brings the heavy hitters. He'll still bring the and hits and so and so for 3. It's just not very often it's the right player, but he still gets to the punchline it was 1993. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still got that in his bag. So good for him. I wish him well in retirement. Hopefully they just end this goddamn series soon so he can retire before his brain literally leaks out of his earlobes when they cut to break.
Imagine being Reggie Miller, not knowing how do you react to that when you see it's clearly Giannis going up for the dunk and he's
Bogdanović throws it down. Yeah, pretty much.
A stifling
Has he ever
block.
corrected him?
I don't think
like
so.
Corrected him or like stepped in? I don't either.
I don't think you
Your
can.
point. It's tough. Yeah. I think it's because basketball is like a fast moving game. You just kind of move on. But I'd be curious to see if there's one where he's like locked in on someone, on the wrong guy for like a long period of time. Like it's noticeable. Like he is referring. It's like mid third quarter, and he's been referring to Brooke Lopez as Chris Middleton for like over an hour and a half. I think then you might have to step in on camera or off camera and like address it. But till we get there.
Keeps calling Chris Middleton like Michael Red.
Michael Middleton. Kate Middleton. Yeah, it's a tough one. Tough one for old Marvy, but he's earned it. Very, very he reminds me of like Vince McMahon, like at the same age. Like their face, they're becoming more and more like plastic looking, like the older they get.
Big time.
Yeah. Did you see the XFL 30 for 30? Remember that one? Vince was pretty prominently featured in it.
Oh, yeah, I did see that one.
Yeah, he looked like a porcelain doll in like the majority of those interviews.
Yeah, I guess when you got money, well, why still look normal?
Great question. Great question. We talked before about Father Time being undefeated. They are, but it seems the richer you are, you can kind of buy your way into the game. You can buy some VC points and kind of like make yourself look a little better if need be. But oof, boy, that's a tough one too. That's a tough one.
He won way too many VC points.
Yeah. If you're just listening to us, this is a good excuse to go back and give us a YouTube view as well. See what Soapy's talking about. But let's move on. So again, we really can't get into too much basketball because who knows what's going to happen by Thursday. Exciting news as we head into the holiday weekend. By the time you're listening to this, our merch store should officially be live. So check that out. We're going to be releasing probably a handful of designs to start out with on our t-shirts. Some you've seen us wear on the show. This one I'm wearing right now is going to be prominently featured, and it's going to be free shipping throughout the holiday weekend into next week. So just another opportunity to take more money out of our pockets. It's quite literally the embodiment of the I'm never going to financially recover from this meme from Tiger King. So we'll see how it goes. We'll put all the links out and everything, but it's on our website, themorsecodeonline.com, but we'll have all the links through social media and whatnot. Anything you want to say before we transition out of that?
Would you say that the free shipping, is there a relation to that? The freedom of shipping as well as the freedom of our country?
I didn't think about
Independence
that.
Day.
Let freedom ship. So yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking. So yeah, thanks for reminding me about what I was totally planning on saying. So yes, let freedom ring and let our merchandise ship.
No promo codes needed
for a limited time. Do you don't need a promo code? Limited items, so act fast. If you get channel 3, any channel 3, I think our infomercials are airing Sunday morning around like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be doing it live. So if you guys want to hop in the chat, interact,
the telethon line,
hit share.
Yep, that'd be great. All right, so we hit on that. I'm trying to think of some housekeeping here. Let's touch on this. I saw a really good tweet going around today. I don't know how long you want to talk about this. We didn't really talk about pre-show, but good friend of the program, Diana Orsini, tweeted this out earlier. She was on ESPN's Get Up in the morning. It's a popular daytime sports show.
Who's Get Up?
The name of the program is Get Up.
And what channel?
Get up and watch some sports. ESPN, Entertainment Sports Propaganda Network.
Is that really what it stands for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Sure is. She asked, here's the tweet. Can't wait to discuss this on @GetUpESPN. That's her Twitter handle. Who is the NFL's Paul George? In other words, the player who needs to win something to be considered great. I thought that was a good question. And I immediately went to Phillip Rivers.
God damn it.
Waiting for what?
Yeah, that's the first one that I thought of.
Yeah, that's like a no-brainer. I tweeted it. And then I was waiting for Griff to come in and like DM me Phillip Rivers' career accomplishments. But basically, it's like, what player is...
he's right behind you.
There we go. Another reason to flip over to our YouTube channel to see what's going on. But I think the gist of the question, and I don't even consider Paul George in this criteria. Like if Paul George wins a championship, yeah, obviously that helps his legacy, and that's gonna help him. But I think with the NFL, like Philip Rivers is a good example. NFL is a weird sport where it's like rings are only seem relevant for quarterbacks. Like you don't talk about other players' rings. Yeah. You know, like Emmitt Smith has a bunch of rings. I know we talked about Gronk before. All the non-quarterback Patriots players. I'm trying to think, like who else has like multiple rings that you don't think of that's well, I mean, anyone who's on those quarterback. Like Jerry Rice, obviously. Yep. Michael Irvin. Who are like some dynasties? Yep, Vinatieri. Whoever the backup running back was on the Joe Flacco led Ravens. Like no one really talks about those guys. I guess the only other double was the Giants. So I guess
Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, exactly. Ahmad Bradshaw, Mario Manningham. Yeah, those are the guys you don't really think of. But Philip Rivers would definitely be there because all we asked for was him to get a ring. Or not even a ring, some playoff relevance. Mm-hmm. And there's another guy, I think, in that conversation who's literally saved by having a ring, Drew Brees, because he does have a ring, but I know this is a big if, but if you eliminate that one ring, he might be worse than Paul. Like he's playoff Drew. And It's not like he plays bad. That's not great. I don't think he plays bad. He just has a lot of really shitty things happen to his teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That warrant early exit. So, we both thought Philip Rivers. A couple of the other guys, I put it on Instagram kind of late. I heard some feedback. A lot of people are saying Stafford. I think, non-championship for non-championship, I'd consider Philip Rivers fairly better than Matt Stafford if you're looking at it. Yeah. But, I mean, if Matt Stafford wins a ring, again, he's at least in that conversation. A lot of people said Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's definitely in that conversation. But to everybody in this example's point, Matt Ryan did go to a Super Bowl and all things considered, pretty much did like 97% of what it takes to win a Super Bowl. Except finish the game with more points than the opposing team. Yeah. Outside of that, I don't know what else you can ask for. Someone said Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson is already great, and he already has a Super Bowl. So I don't understand where those ones are coming from. Go ahead.
I got one, and for again, full transparency, something that apparently you like. Okay. I don't handle the Instagram, so I haven't seen these answers. So this is off the top of my head. This might be a hot take. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that one's going around too.
Did someone suggest that?
It's I'm looking in the Twitter comments right now. Lamar Jackson is in there pretty considerably. He's also very young. Like, I don't think he needs to win. This would be like if Paul George was in his third year with the Pacers.
It's also if Lamar Jackson was in the NBA, he would definitely get that slander.
Yeah, if Lamar Jackson was on the Pacers back in like 2012, I think he would catch some heat.
He would get slammed. He would get hammered by Skip Bayless if he was in the NBA.
He would literally catch some heat. Yeah. If this was 2012 and he was on the Pacers. Lamar Jackson, I don't know. It's tough because he's so young. I think it's his fourth year. He's going into his fourth year. Yeah. He's won a playoff game, I think. Or no, has he? They won one last week. They won one last year. First year they were out. He's won an MVP. He's good. I don't really know what the counter argument to that is. If he's won a Super Bowl at this point, that's a different conversation. Now he's on now it's like him and Mahomes having a conversation, like who's going to be better. Because people forget Mahomes has one, right? Yeah. I think people act like he has 6. He has 1 Super Bowl right now, which is fine. He's still on pace to win multiple. But yeah, if Lamar Jackson's still in the same boat 6 or 7 years from now, then yeah. But and that's actually a good point too. A lot of people said Dak. I know Dak's been around a little longer, but I think he's good. If he won a Super Bowl, and here's the other thing, it's like winning 1 Super Bowl, you still have to have if you win 1 Super Bowl, you still have to have a decent career to be considered great. Case in point, Joe Flacco has 1 Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Who else were some of the one-hit wonders? Fucking the guy on the Buccaneers, I guess, like 20 years ago. Brad Johnson. Oh, Trent Dilfer. Yep. You know what I mean? there's one I was gonna, if Eli didn't win the second Patriots Super Bowl, maybe, but if you have two, it's like, okay, fine. Like, you're good. I think we've talked about this before. Do you think a big part of it, like if one of those Super Bowls wasn't against the undefeated Patriots, would you do you think that's considerable enough to not like bring them up a few notches? The fact that it was the Patriots. Me too.
Definitely.
Me too. I think if he had two like average Super Bowl wins, two Super Bowls is two Super Bowls, but yeah, to literally beat the dynasty of the decade at the time twice is worth mentioning.
It's decent. We can agree.
Yeah. Okay. I was actually trying to think non-quarterbacks because I think that's just where everyone in the NFL goes to is quarterback. Someone said Derrick Henry. He's still too young. And again, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like, no, if the Titans win the Super Bowl, it's going to be considered Ryan Tannehill's ring, which is crazy, but that's just how it goes. The only one I thought of two. I thought of Larry Fitzgerald and I thought of JJ Watt. I think those are guys who have had really good careers and a ring would just really, I think they're both Hall of Famers, but I think a ring would just elevate them to another level. Like the great receivers like Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin, they all have rings. I'm trying to think who else would be in there.
T.O. and Moss.
They don't have rings. But,
sorry. I was saying people who don't have rings who would.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm trying to think. Like, again, it's not very top of mind because we don't talk about non-quarterbacks and their rings.
Yeah.
So I think those two would be there.
Jason Sehorn.
Ironic. Good thing is they're both on the same team this year. So they both have as good a shot to do it. They're actually a sleeper pick of mine this year, the Cardinals. I think they could be a really fun team.
Yeah.
What did you say? Jason Sehorn?
Jason Sehorn, yeah.
Yep. He was close.
People forget
lunch
that
handed to him via Derek Mason for a Super Bowl.
He was the last white defensive back, right? That's the thing
wild.
That gets thrown around all the time.
Cornerback. Yeah, there's been some safeties. That's interesting stat. Not a good look for us, but yeah, interesting stat. At this point, I don't think it's ever going to change. Like you can't, I don't know. If you're like an NFL scout, you have no science point. I know you're a big science denier, but like there's no science, there's no like evidence-backed research that says I should draft this white cornerback because the sample size is far too small. It's Jason Sehorn or bust. Like your ceiling is Jason Sehorn.
Science has already ceased studying that topic. They've
not worth their time. They're moving on to like vaccines and climate change and stuff. They don't need to study Caucasian cornerbacks, the Caucasian corners of the world.
Speaking of science, can I make a quick point about the Giants?
About Scientology? Go ahead.
No, so I just want to mention this because I remember coming across this.
Yeah.
So the Giants team that beat the Patriots, David Tyree, obviously everyone remembers the catch.
Sure.
Number one, I did not know, and damn, this article came out on June 22nd, 2011. Okay. So
recency bias might play a factor, but go ahead.
So this is written by Jamel Hill on ESPN. Apparently he's completely against gay marriage, which I'm never surprised when that comes out. David Tyree. So that's number one. The second part is more ridiculous. He said a gay marriage bill would lead to anarchy, but he followed that up by telling the New York Daily News that he would trade his iconic catch and the Super Bowl victory over the Patriots for a ban on gay marriage.
Wow. Really?
This is
worth clipping this clip for the internet. That's wild.
He said, as great as a catch as that was, that doesn't define me as a person.
This is what defines me as a person.
Yes. However, this following comment.
Good grief.
I don't need your football praise. Just make sure that bill doesn't get fucking passed and we're good.
That makes that play even worse because we never would have known this if that play never happened, and we'd be better for it, I think.
Yeah.
Talk about using a very small window platform to that. Like, you must be uber passionate about. He knows he's never going to get an interview again. I wonder if you thought that like while he made the catch. Like didn't even like notice the first down. Didn't even notice like the down and distance. Just all right, I'm gonna get some press for this. This is time I get a few things off my chest. Yikes.
You think getting tackled for once in his life was what reminded him? He was
Maybe.
like, I don't like
I don't like this.
I don't like this man on me.
Yeah, I certainly can't see myself marrying this guy. That would be anarchy. What a weird way to put it. That would be anarchy.
This is interesting because, so obviously this is written 10 years ago. One of the points, like one of the later paragraphs, it goes, Steve Nash, Michael Strahan, and a bunch of other people appeared in campaigns supporting same-sex marriage in New York. So that's what this article was about. And then the following sentence says, Tyree has every right to stand with others who have the opposite opinion. Which may be true, but that is an interesting thing to say in 2011. You could not say that in 2021.
No. I mean, you shouldn't say it in 2011 either, but it makes a lot more sense in 2011. Yeah. This is like we're talking vaccines. Like, well, everyone has a right to their opinion. Their body, their choice. Their marriage, their choice. That's a weird one. I guarantee like 10% of people know about that story and that quote. Maybe less. And that's very odd. Good for him.
When I was Googling like David Tyree controversy, it showed that like one of the more recent news stories about him was that he just recently left. Yeah, he's gay. He and Eli. No, he just left the Giants organization after being like some sort of consultant, I don't know, scout, something like that. So it didn't hurt his employment chances with the organization.
Boy, not a good look for the G-men. Wow. Yeah, that's a tough one.
He really doesn't like going helmet to helmet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, not a fan. A lot of Dak Prescott in here. I just don't.
I don't think
a lot of Tony Romo. Tony Romo's a good one. Tony Romo's a good one. On the same note as like Phillip Rivers for a past athlete. Tony Romo's a real good one. Was his last play? No. I think his last playoff play was the botched field goal, right? That couldn't have been his last play. That wasn't the next year Dak came in. That was awesome.
Was the normal holder injured? Like, why was he on that play?
Good question. We'd have to go. Typically, it is common for the backup quarterback to be the holder. But maybe he held kicks. Now, you can't have your starting quarterback hold kicks all year. That's ridiculous. Maybe it was a trick play, actually. Maybe they like lined up in a 4-8. I don't know. I really don't remember. Well, I forget. It wasn't a designed run, right?
No.
It was like a botched. Okay. Hold on. I might have to. Let me pull this up real quick. Because the only thing I could think of is like if they came out in like a fake regular formation, like they were going to fake go for 2. And then here we go. Tony Romo's fumbled snap against the Seahawks of all teams. Wait a minute. Oh, 2006. Holy. This was the first. Who was the Super Bowl this year? Was this the Seahawks? 06?
Yeah, Seahawks over Steelers.
Great game. Martin Grammatico is the kicker. Nope, just your run-of-the-mill kicking formation. Big Tuna calling the play. 21-20. All they need is a field goal.
While you're there, can you look up if that has happened to him twice? Because I thought that happened to him in the playoffs against the Redskins too. Unless I'm picturing someone else completely.
Why is Romo holding? He had this too. He was so close. He was so close to the end zone. If he took like a slightly wider angle, he'd be in.
So what? They lost by 1?
Yep.
Classic.
Parcells is pissed. Oh boy.
I mean, I think that's the answer. I think it's Tony Romo because no one else.
Totally.
No one else caught like, especially that's one of my favorite memes is Tony Romo holding a tray of pastries and him being like, would anyone like a turnover?
Yeah. He throws a lot of turnovers. He does. Throws a lot of picks. But so does Brett Favre. So does Peyton. Like Super Bowl, really like no other sport, a championship can like just eradicate everything else. Like outside of those 2 Super Bowls, Eli was like Speaking of memes, like Eli is like the laughing stock of the NFL. He looks goofy as hell. There's like a new meme almost like every week of him looking like lost on the sideline. But you have those 2 runs. Oh, Nick Foles. That was the other one. Like the one-off Super Bowl winner of the last like 20 years. I don't consider Nick Foles a great quarterback with a Super Bowl.
No, I don't think anyone with a brain should think that.
No. So yeah, Romo is a good one. Not even a Super Bowl. Like just don't do that fumbled snap, and I think your career would be way different. Like it's so easy to get defined by a play, and I think that's Paul George. Like he's defined by, that's a bad example. He's defined by like a handful of really bad playoff games. Yeah. So outside of that, he's having a great playoff. He really is. I almost brought it up too before that last game when we were talking NBA preseason. I remember we were talking about what kind of stat line does Paul George need to have to like eradicate the slander from last year? And we were joking like, oh, he's got to average like 60, 20, and 15 for the season. If he were to win the championship without Kawhi, I think that might do the trick. But yeah. At this point, that's a tough ask. But if he were to do that, I think that would help. But yeah, Romo's a good one. A lot of Lamar in there. Can you think of any non-quarterback current players? So like you got to be at least mid to end of your career.
Right.
Stafford's a good one, I guess, but I know he's a quarterback.
I actually thought of one baseball one that falls into if he didn't win the one World Series. Clayton Kershaw.
Oh,
for a long time was a big time choke artist who was like sick in the regular season and then usually get knocked out in the divisional round.
Terrible, dude. Remember the Red Sox smoked him in the World Series like a few years ago. Terrible.
I was surprised that he finally like overcame.
And he just won the Bubble World Series, right? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No one remembers that World Series. People just remember Justin Turner walking around with COVID. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Hey, people forget that Matthew Stafford and Clayton Kershaw went to the same high school.
Yeah,
and
I wouldn't believe it.
Get ready for this. They were friends.
Yeah. And yeah, they certainly were. Who else? I think A-Rod just has one ring, right? That one with the Yankees.
Yep.
Not that he needed it, but still, like, as long as you get one, like, you just can't be the guy without a championship. He's got to get one. You know, like that's what like Marino, Barkley, Ewing, like they just get slander. Like Charles Barkley has to get harassed at work every day because he sits 10 feet away from Shaq.
Yeah.
He just got to get one, like just one. In 15 years, you got to get one, no matter how great you are.
I got a great current one. It's on the other side of the court. Chris Paul George.
Yeah, that's a tough look too. He's just got to get to. I mean, he's in a conference finals, kind of, but it's like, yeah, he's got to do something.
Yeah, it's just only like his second trip.
The last 20 years is tough because I guess you could say it's about every decade, like the 90s, like you happen to play in the same time as Jordan. The 2010s, you played against the Spurs and Kobe, LeBron in the 2010s, and the Warriors. I know it's only like 1 year into this decade, but it seems like there's a chance. Maybe if you discount the Nets, it seems like there's a chance it could be open for a while.
Yeah,
you know, like I don't think this year's a fluke. I think, again, outside the Nets, I don't think there's going into next year, I could see all 4 of these teams back in contention, just like I could see 4 other teams.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, who knows what's going to happen in Philly? Who knows what's going to happen in Boston? Who knows what's going to happen in LA? Both of them. Who else? Milwaukee. If Milwaukee wins, maybe they can get some momentum, but there's not like that guy anymore. I think that's just going to dominate for 10 years. I don't know who it is.
That's the worst part about this season for us is it kind of reminds me of last season a little bit, where it was like, if you could have gone to the preseason and projected that we would face the Heat in the bubble with a chance to go to the finals, you would take that 10 times out of 10. And if you were to do that with this season and be like, the fucking Atlanta Hawks are going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, you would have been like, no chance they would get further than us. And Here we are. So
here we are. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I had another one. Larry Fitzgerald, JJ Watt, maybe Aaron Donald. But again, it's like, I don't think you think of those guys, their championships. Receivers, you just think of stats. No one cares about running backs, and no one cares about defensive players anymore. So it's just like pretty much a quarterback league.
Quarterbacks
MVP
get all
is
the
always
credit or all the
quarterback.
flack.
Absolutely.
I've got one. He's won one title, but Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
If he didn't win a title, he'd be the biggest.
You can say the same thing about Drew Brees. He'd probably be called a fraud.
Yeah.
You say the same about like if you get that one, it just eliminates that conversation. It eliminates that ability to have that conversation. Because absolutely, like for all like the bitching and moaning Rodgers does, he can at least say I have a title and MVPs. He has some MVPs. Like Drew Brees celebrating all those passing records and shit that he'd set and reset every week. I think it'd be different if he didn't have a title. If he somehow lost, and he easily could have lost that Super Bowl. Like Peyton Manning was a better quarterback at the time than Drew Brees when that Super Bowl was played. Peyton has like 1.5. Yeah. It's hard to count that Broncos one.
That fucking second one.
He almost didn't make it through the game. I think they were talking about that on or Fun Report or something about Super Bowl MVPs. And yeah, Von Miller won that Super Bowl MVP because I've always said, like, when in doubt, even if the quarterback plays average, he'll get the Super Bowl MVP. You couldn't justify giving him the Super Bowl MVP in that game. Like, There's no way. You'd get killed. And I think Von Miller had a good game, but yeah, I feel like it's nearly impossible to win the Super Bowl and not get the Super Bowl MVP if you're the quarterback. I'm trying to even think. I know Deion Branch got one. Edelman got one. Who got the Eagles Super Bowl MVP?
Those are crazy.
Nick Foles?
I would assume
Must have, right? Damn.
Oh, wait, no. I think that was a defensive player.
No. The Eagles? Might have. It had to be Nick Foles. Hold on, let me see. There's only one, so Eagles Super Bowl MVP. Let me run through this list.
There can only be one.
Let me run through this list of former Eagles Super Bowl MVPs. Nick Foles.
Damn. Oh, okay.
And I think Brady had like 600 yards in that game.
Yeah, he still almost won the MVP, I'm sure.
I know it's happened in basketball. Hasn't a losing team gotten MVP before? It was like Oscar Robertson or something like that. I know it's happened.
I want to say that it was Jerry West.
Oh, I don't know. It's that far back. NBA Finals MVP losing team. I still think Braun could have had a case in 2018.
Oh, absolutely.
Has there ever been an MVP on a losing team? Chuck Howley.
We always forget
I can't believe I forgot about this. Yeah, Chuck Howley is the only Super Bowl MVP from a losing team. And that barn burner 16-13 loss to the Baltimore Colts. 10 worst Super Bowl MVP whiffs. Super Bowl 12, of course. Let me get one in the Wi-Fi era here. Super Bowl 48. Oh, Malcolm Smith. I don't know who that is. Malcolm Smith won the Super Bowl MVP Russell Wilson's year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Ray Lewis won. Okay, so Ray Lewis won the Trent Dilfer year. Desmond Howard won the Brett Favre year against the Patriots. I remember that.
Interesting.
Super Bowl 37, Dexter Jackson won. He was a cornerback. So I guess, yeah, if you're that bad of a quarterback, they don't have to give it to you. This is an interesting one. Super Bowl 36. I think that was the first. Yeah, first Patriots Super Bowl. Brady won, but this argument is Ty Law should have been the MVP. And I do remember that. I know he had the memorable pick six, but I remember him having a good game as well. Let me rephrase it. If you're a big name quarterback, it's nearly impossible to not get Super Bowl. If you're a household name, it's nearly impossible. That's how bad Peyton Manning was in that Super Bowl against the Panthers. Oh man. I remember ironically enough, that Super Bowl he played against Cam, he almost looked like Cam, like from present day, like dropping back and just airmailing like a check down or like just immediately throwing the ball into the ground on like 3rd and 9.
Dude,
Oh man.
that pissed me off the AFC Championship game that the Pats lost that year to the Broncos
Yep. Looked like
because
shit there too.
one of at least one of the touchdowns out of nowhere, he actually pulled out a decent throw. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
come on. You haven't done that
Yeah.
all fucking year.
Yep.
And they
Not
won the
great.
game something like 22-20, where like the Pats still had that may have been one of the best Pats drives that didn't lead to a win.
Yep.
The crazy
in
like
Denver, right?
4th and 10. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. That's such a tough place to play.
That crazy 4th and 10 to Gronk, where everyone knew that it was going there. I don't think Edelman played like a particularly good game, and Brady floated it perfectly. It actually looked like the pass that led to the one touchdown against the second Rams Super Bowl. But yeah, that day I feel like you knew that shit was gonna go wrong when fucking Gostkowski hit one off the uprights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not great. 20-18 Broncos. Sheesh. Good grief.
Yeah, and then what was it? Was that? Oh, it was the touchdown to Gronk where I could have sworn like that shouldn't have counted because wasn't he the first person to come from out of bounds?
Yeah,
and
something
catch
like
it?
that. 12 seconds left, 4-yard pass from Tom Brady.
And Brady was like scrambling because he was getting his dick beaten off of him all day.
That's right. They missed the 2-point convert. They went for it. They had to go for 2. Holy hell. Patriots future Hall of Famer Steven Jackson had a rushing touchdown in that game.
Wow.
That's the Gostkowski miss. Missed extra point. I forgot Steven Jackson was on the Patriots.
Yeah, aka the only reason that they needed to go for 2 in the end was because of that fucking extra point.
This was a Brandon McManus, Steve Gostkowski shootout for majority of this game. What a shitty game.
That was also the beginning of his downfall, where he was never the same after that.
Nah, good point. Very good point. Let me see. Yeah, Peyton Manning, 17 for 32, 176 yards. Jesus Christ. Brady was sacked 4 times.
Dude, he was getting lit up all day.
Jeez Louise.
I remember there was like a 4th and 1 play where they could have kicked the field goal, I think, and then they decided to go for it. And Brady basically got flushed out of the pocket and threw some like stupid ass floater to Edelman.
Guess who the leading rusher was in that game for the Patriots?
Let's see. So that was the year after the Seattle Super Bowl. So I'm going to say it can't be Steven Jackson.
Nope. He had 8 yards.
First initial.
T.
Brady?
Second initial B. 13
Number
yards.
12.
Their leading rusher had 13 yards. It was Tom Brady. There's no chance they deserve to win that game. I'm not upset anymore. I'm cool with it. I'm fine with it. Gronk
Makes sense why Steven Jackson was on that team.
Damn. Good grief. Keyshawn Martin. I remember him. Oh, what a team. What a time. Anyway, let's move on. I'm not sure how we went down that path, but the other thing we wanted to touch on today. So you and I both recently came across, or I guess revisited Black Mirror. You've seen it before, but we both kind of like came back to it. I've seen most of them.
I'd seen a handful of episodes before.
So Black Mirror is awesome. It's a great show. I think we started talking about this because last week we were talking about horror movies, like The Conjuring. One of the better things about Black Mirror that I don't think we've talked about is like the name Black Mirror and what that means.
Yeah.
Like the black, it's supposed to be like your tablet or like your iPhone. Like when it's not on, it's just like a black mirror, which is kind of creepy in general. But so it's on Netflix. It's basically like an anthology type series of, I don't know, like sci-fi / some are horror, some are scary. Most of them are just like fuck. There's no other way to put it. It's just like fucked up like endings.
Yeah.
Like twist endings. It's kind of like Twilight Zone-ish with like a technology twist, tech twist.
Yeah, I would say it's a futuristic like
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Dystopian, yeah, where what happens when technology advances too much and we misuse or abuse it.
Definitely. So I'm going to pull up, hold on, what's that article you sent me? It's top 10 episodes, right?
Yeah, according to cinemablend.com, if anyone wants to look this up.
Cinemablend.com is the address. What are your favorite Black Mirror episodes?
So I watched that list. I didn't watch any of their honorable mentions, but I will say in no particular order, I would go Crocodile, White Bear, Black Museum, and White Christmas.
Yeah, White Christmas was good. Crocodile was really good. That was probably one of the more like fucked up ones. I'm sure it's on this list. I'm pulling it up now.
Yeah, it's number 10 on the list, and I was like, damn, really? That's number 10?
Yeah. Okay. I'm curious why that's so low. I mean, that's like the quintessential like twist ending, has like the futuristic or like technology aspect. Kind of scary, I guess. Not like jump scare, but like the woman in the movie was like scary. I don't know how we want to get into the episode and like do spoilers, but I mean, I think a lot of our listeners, from what I've gathered, have watched the show. Basically, it's like scenarios where like, I don't know, technology is like becoming someone's demise, and some have like good endings. Like I really like San Junipero. That's probably up there with my top favorites, just because the setting in San Junipero is so awesome. Like the 80s throwback setting is very cool. Big fan. Yep. But that's honestly more like a love story, if anything. But so yeah, Crocodile at number 10. Yeah, Crocodile's dope.
I've got an interesting piece of trivia / Easter egg that I only noticed because of the order that these episodes were in. So did you know that they play the same song in Crocodile, White Christmas, and 15 Million Merits?
Yeah, I read that too. I didn't notice it, but I read it.
That was interesting. I only noticed that because Crocodile and 15 Million Merits I played back to back. But yeah,
that was good.
That one. Wait, you like 15 Million Merits?
Is that right?
I would say that was probably my least favorite out of these 10.
Yeah, maybe. It was. I just like that guy, the guy from Get Out. I'll watch anything he's in.
Coach Budenholzer.
Yeah. Yeah. Daniel Budenholzer. What's his name? Daniel something?
Kaluuya. Hallelujah, Kaluuya.
Playtest is number 9. Playtest was very good. That probably was one of the scarier, like horror type ones.
Oh yeah.
That's the one. Love it. I will say they're like really well cast. Like for like a series where every episode you have to basically have all new actors. They do a really good job casting. I like that guy. He's the guy from 22 Jump Street. Plays like the quarterback. Have you seen 22 Jump Street?
I have. Which episode are we talking about?
Plays the Playtest. The guy with like the video gun. He plays the quarterback on like Channing Tatum's team. The guy they think is like the drug dealer the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's good. Some are tough because it's like you watch that one and it's like basically the concept is it's like a company's testing out like a virtual reality game where they put you against like your greatest fears, right? Like, whatever, like childhood fears. Like, he's in like a haunted house with spiders, and then you see some other stuff from his past come up. That's one where it's like the longer it takes, it's like it's getting closer and closer to like a happy ending, like everything's gonna work out, but you just know like there's still something terrible that's gonna happen. And then like if you watch the whole thing, it gets there. But that storyline now I'm like thinking about it out loud, that storyline is pretty crazy. Like if you wrap it all up, it's basically, I think it was like one of his parents has like Alzheimer's, right?
I think so. Yep.
And that was like ultimately like his biggest fear, like turning into like an Alzheimer's person. And that's kind of like what it did to him. So no need to watch that one. That's the ending. That's what happens. Yeah. Number 8 was 15 Million Merits. That was the one with like the like talent show or something.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. That you're right. That was probably the weakest one on the list. So Black Museum, they have it 7. I think that's up. That's like closer to top 3. Black Museum is awesome. That's with the chick from Black Panther. And that one's good because basically like 3 like mini stories as well, all of which are awesome. And then to your point, Francis from Barstool was in the first one as like that doctor who could get all the all like the pain. That guy looked just like him. I don't know who the actor is, but I'd actually like to get your take on that. That actually is a pretty cool invention. Basically, it was a doctor who could wear this like helmet thing, and he could feel the pain of his patients to better diagnose. And my wife works in healthcare. Unfortunately, she's not here, so I can't get her medical opinion. So I guess I'll get yours. You can like feel the pain of your patient.
Does she have one at her hospital? Or at your house? That.
Not in the house.
Okay.
Since we had Carter, we had to get it out of the house.
Yeah.
Because he came across, him and my dog came across it one day. And to David Tyree's point, it was just complete anarchy. It was not great. So you can better diagnose the patient. In theory, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah. That's like a huge modern medicine achievement. But then he gets to a point where he gets like addicted to pain pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's like the weird like sex aspect of it too. He would like put it on his partner or his like girlfriend while they're having sex and pretty much like beat the shit out of her. So he'd feel like the climax of pain and, just like having sex.
Yeah.
Like anything, try it once, get addicted. And he'd basically go out and like put it on people and like kill them to get the pain. So I figured I'd open the floor up to you. Like, what were your thoughts? And if you had that device, how would you use it?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I've always wondered what it would be like similarly if there is a level of anesthetic that you could isolate, like you could isolate the feeling in say your hand and then just have like a car run over your hand and like watch it happen but not feel anything.
That'd be sick. Or like feel what it feels like without like the pain aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you would know, like, I guess it doesn't make any sense, but it's like, I know what it feels like. I just can't.
It's kind of like a dentist, like drilling your teeth when you're numbed enough, but you can still feel it a little bit.
I guess I'm thinking more on lines of like, I want to know what it's like if I were to get hit by a car. Like, this is what I can expect. But I guess that's
I'd like to be prepared for this experience.
Yeah, or whatever. That's just an example. But like get hit by a car, jump out of a plane, like get shot in the head, like just something like that. So, and then, other part of, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't let you finish. Go ahead.
Well, so I'm going to answer it. And then I also would like you to answer the same question. But if I had the access to that machine, there's a couple things I would try out. Number one, I would definitely let like someone shoot me in the dick. Cause I'd be kind of curious.
No brainer. No pun intended.
That would be interesting. Getting like not eaten, but like bitten by a shark. That would be interesting. Like our boy out in Massachusetts recently. And then what the hell would be another good like?
Well, oh wow, Trey's out tonight.
All right, that's a wrap.
Anyway, so it doesn't matter if you're listening to this now or whatever. Clippers.
Oh, guillotine.
Bucks. Yeah.
But that doesn't really count because you can't do that without dying. So,
hey, go to KFC's Twitter right now. While you're pulling that up, I think it'd be look what he posted an hour ago. I think obviously like the no-brainer one is like to know what people are thinking. Like that'd be a life-changing experiment. And then are you on it?
Wait.
Is it the video of like a Netflix movie or something?
Yeah.
That really kind of caught me off guard. Anyway.
You can post that on Twitter?
I guess so. I truly don't know. Anyway, that'll definitely be down by the time this episode airs.
If not, I'm adding that to the YouTube.
I don't know. I think it'd be, like I said, I'm trying to just word this so it makes sense. I would like to know what it's like, what it feels like to get like eaten or like shot. Like, what does it feel like to get shot in like the arm? If I could like feel that feeling without the like pain, without like long lasting pain, I think that'd be interesting to invest in. I don't know.
Someone like ripping your tongue out. I'd be curious.
Well, the worst part was when he like started like self-mutilating himself. That was a fucked up scene. Like when you finally see him in the mirror he like, it looks like he started slow by like cutting his hair and then like clipping his fingers. And then I think it escalated to literally like pulling his teeth out and then just like cutting chunks of like his face off. But hey, whatever, to each his own. He's a doctor. I'm not going to argue with him. And then the next part was cool. It was like the side story of the boyfriend and girlfriend. That sounds like hell. Like his girlfriend dies, but you're permanently placed in like your head where they can like see you and like talk to you all day. That's a tough one. And then really good plot twist ending. So check that one out. Really cool. Let me run through these. So that was 7. That's way too low. 6 is awesome. 6 was Nosedive. Have you seen that one?
I did years ago. I didn't rewatch it.
I really like that one. That's with the girl from Jurassic World, the redhead woman from Jurassic World. And I think it's the girl from She's Out of My League, or She's Out of Your League. Is like but anyway, it's basically like people walk around and it's like you get an instant like rating pretty much like on your smartphone, and like your like social stock can go up and down. It's basically like you turn into like a Yelp review pretty much. And it just basically just shows it's a good one. It's very relevant. Pretty much shows like how people are addicted to like likes and how they're perceived online and how that can be like the demise of you. That's a good one. USS Callister at 5. That's up there for me too. So you named yours. I think my top like 3 or 4 are probably San Junipero, USS Callister. Let me just scroll through it, see if I forget one. White Christmas is good. I really did like White Christmas.
Very good.
John Hamm randomly starring in that one.
Speaking of huge pieces.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard that rumor. USS Callister is another great cast.
It's not a rumor.
Todd from Breaking Bad. The chick from How I Met Your Mother. And I like the guy who plays like the CEO, like the Watson or something. He's a great actor. He's in is it Westworld?
Yep.
Or Yellowstone? Do you watch Westworld?
I've seen the first season. I liked it.
Yeah, I heard that show's dope. I like him a lot. That one's so good. I like USS Callister a lot. It's basically like this nerd can like trap real people into like a simulation of some old like Star Trek type game. Very good. Check that one out. San Junipero, they have it 4.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You call him, I know you saw this. You call him Todd from Breaking Bad in USS Callister. Yeah. I say he's Julia Stiles with a haircut.
Yeah, I can see that. They look similar. He's also in, what's that what was that Johnny Depp Whitey Bulger movie? Black Mass. He's in Black. He's like the kid he opens the movie. He's like the kid in like the interview.
He pisses me off in everything that he's in.
Yeah, I don't really
which makes him a good actor, I think.
He's a good actor. Yeah, I didn't like his character, but I do like him as an actor. He's definitely a typecast like bad guy. I don't know if he's been in like a good role.
He's such him as Todd was similar to Ben in Ozark. Just came in and like fucked shit up.
Yeah,
ultimately.
Yeah, but Todd like shot kids and like kept
one kid
people prisoner. Yeah, that's true. Ben really, I think Ben was just misunderstood. What a great character.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know who won the Emmy that year. I don't understand how he didn't win a Best Supporting Actor for his role in Ozark. He was so fucking good. And I hated him at first. Like the very early episodes, like when they showed the flashback of him as like a teacher, and then like when he first got introduced to like the Bird household, but he was so good. Brilliant character. R.I.P. Some think. Maybe he's still alive. I don't know. No spoiler alert. For another show at another time. San Junipero's good. Again, that was more of like nothing scary. Like I guess there's kind of a twist ending because for the first like 45 minutes you have no idea like how that setting takes place. But right. I like that one a lot. I think that was just a great episode of television. That's 4. 3, they have White Bear. White Bear is a great storyline. That's one of the older ones too. I meant to ask you this. So I don't know if you know this, but season 1 and 2, I think were like the Britain. I don't think Netflix bought it till season 3. Season 3, 4, and 5 are like the American ones.
I didn't know that.
1 and 2 were like a British show. Yeah. And I lean towards like the 3, 4, 5. But White Bear is great. That's another one where it's like the first like 95% of the show, you have no idea what's going on. It's almost like when we're talking about M. Night Shyamalan. Like the movies aren't good until you realize the ending, and then you like rethink the entire movie. You know, like, oh wow, that was really good. White Bear is like that too. A lot of people reached out to me about White Bear as well when I posted this last week. They said White Bear was the one that kind of like fucked them up the most, which it did me as well. It's basically like this woman's just being chased around, and it's like really confusing. Like chased around, being stalked. I assumed it was something like she was like what are they called? Like a witness protection or something, and like people recognized her, and she had like a warrant on her or something. And then you find out why people were trying to chase her. But yeah, pretty depressing ending. Number 2 is The Entire History of You. That's the one that's up here. I didn't really care for. Did you like that one? Like when the one where you can pretty much go back and like pull memories of like your entire life.
That one and Nosedive were the 2 that I didn't rewatch because I had seen them before. And I guess I appreciate it, but I don't consider that one
top 2
better than like some of the other ones that I liked. Yeah.
No chance. It's not better than Black Museum. It's not better than San Junipero. It's not better than Crocodile. The only one it might be better than is the 15 Million Merits one. But again, I haven't watched that one in years either. And number 1 on this list is, this is what's weird about these lists. Number 1 here is White Christmas, which I'm fine with, but there's other websites that have like every episode ranked. And I've seen White Christmas like in the teens, like in like the 20s. I thought White Christmas was great. White Christmas is definitely like an instrumental, like Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
That's like Black Mirror to a T, you know, very weird. 80% of it's just very confusing. You have no idea what's going on. And then there's some twists at the end, but another good cast. It was John Hamm, and I like that other guy. Do you know him from anything? I know him from The Big Short. Is that his name?
No.
Oh. Have you seen The Big Short? You like that movie?
Once, and I was definitely confused when I watched it.
Oh. Well,
I would need to watch that again.
You weren't like getting your house repoed while you were watching it?
No.
In 2008? Oh, that's too bad. You can't really connect with it then, but it's a great movie. It's actually one of my favorite movies of all time. He's in that. It's basically like John Hamm and this other guy, to what you think is them being like locked away in a cabin for what you assume is like eternity or something. And they just start like going into each other's lives. But again, that's one with like multiple stories, like 2 different stories that come together.
Yep.
That's another one worth mentioning. John Hamm's storyline. That's something I'm surprised isn't a thing. It very well could be, right? Blocking like basically people?
You talking about blocking people?
No. Like before that, he'd basically like be a bug in your ear, like when you go on like to meet women.
Yeah.
And like kind of coach you through it, I guess. And then you find out like there's some other fucked up aspects of it. But good point though. That other aspect of like getting blocked in real life is very interesting.
That would be basically so weird.
It'd be so weird. But what you see in the film is like, yeah, you can block people on Twitter, block people on social media. And this one, there's an opportunity to like block people in real life. So if someone blocks you, you see them as like a gray like figure. You can't hear them. Like you're blocked.
Basically a scrambled channel on TV.
Yeah, pretty much. I love the ending too, though. So no, I'm not going to say what the ending is, but the ending is cool. Like how they do that for John Hamm's character. It's definitely worth checking that one out. So I don't know if you've watched Black Mirror, maybe there's some others we haven't mentioned that you like, but if you haven't, like it's great because it's like you don't have to go back to season 1, episode 1 and like binge it. Just pick. I'd Google that same list, maybe even put it in the show notes. Those are probably the best ones. But I think what else wasn't on the list. Do you see the one with Miley Cyrus? I think it was like season 5. I haven't seen much of season 5 actually. Okay. Did you see the pilot? Great storyline. We didn't talk about this.
The very first episode?
Yep. The president being blackmailed.
No, I haven't watched it.
The president, and this is before 2016. I don't know if it's before 2016 now I think about it. It might have been around 2016. The president gets blackmailed. Someone like releases to his computer a video of him like sucking off or having intercourse with a pig, a real pig. and basically hold them like hostage throughout the day. Like, do what we say. We're going to release this video to the public.
So what's the weird like Black Mirror-y part? I don't
Yeah,
see any
maybe like the
weirdness in
fact that it was on the internet. Like, it's one of the older ones where technology wasn't as big as it was. They said, hey, we're gonna do something where this video is gonna be readily seen on the World Wide Web. And now that's like happens all the time.
Okay, I guess that is kind of weird. The rest of it seems like a Tuesday.
Great. Yeah. Maybe that was on Disney Plus. It was either on Netflix or Disney Plus. But that was a pretty good one.
I was gonna say, because I looked this up earlier. That is impressive how long the show has gone on. So that first season was 2011, aka when you and I were seniors in college, and they've only had 5 seasons in 10 years.
Yeah, so
plus the movie. Which have you watched that?
No, Bandersnatch.
Yeah,
good
I've
call.
heard that
that's
not very good.
I heard it was pretty good. I don't really know anything about it though. Yeah, Black Mirror is the shit. I could use like a new. And what's nice is only like 6 episodes a season. Oh, yeah. You know what was a good one? It wasn't on this list. I just thought of it. Not Shut Up and Dance, I think it was called. The kid, another like held hostage situation.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh, so it's very good. Do you know anything about it?
No, Caitlin was telling me that one and Hang the DJ were good.
Hang the DJ is great. But the other one's better. It's basically a kid gets like another like hostage situation where it's almost like the movie Phone Booth. Like have you seen Phone Booth?
No, with Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
Is that movie good?
You never seen Phone Booth?
No, because I saw that it was like randomly 75 minutes or something. I was like, this is very strange for
if you watch the movie, it can't go much longer. It all takes place in a phone booth. It's a good movie. Not Philip Seymour Hoffman. Kiefer Sutherland is the bad guy. But just a case of wrong place at the wrong time. Pick up a call in a phone booth. It takes place in a phone booth. So it was probably, I think it was like 2018 when that movie came out. But it's really good. But that's kind of what that's like. Like a kid just gets a text like, hey, do as I say, or I'm going to release something. You don't know what it is till the end, but very good.
Okay.
Very good.
I'm going to watch at least the honorable mentions from that list. And I'm sure I might just like watch the series from start to finish and just like skip the ones I just watched.
I think there's some I haven't seen. And then there's some I probably haven't seen in at least like a year or two. But yeah, I remember when like season 3 and 4 came out, I knocked those out pretty quickly. There's a lot of good ones in there, but I love shows like that, like anthology type shows where new everything every episode. We talked about that before with American Horror Story. That's still seasons at a time. Sometimes like shows like this are good. So, and again, a lot of it is like the episode end. I don't know which ones are like better. Like most of them, the episode ends and you're just like, fuck, like sitting at yourself, like holy shit, like that was pretty depressing. That was pretty deep. Some have relatively happy endings, I guess, if you look at it that way. I don't know.
I would say that Crocodile kind of does.
In the sense that like the bad guy got justice. Like the good justice was served. Correct. Good point. Yeah. San Junipero obviously was like a happy ending, I guess.
Yeah.
We didn't really go into the premise. I forgot about. It's such a great premise. Basically, it's like it's an experimental. I don't know. It's like what people with Alzheimer's or like just people like in a nursing home or like dying. Yeah. You have like the opportunity to like, they called it like therapy. You go back for like, I think like 5 hours at a time into like, you pick like a year or like a decade. So you can go back and like live in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. That's really cool. When I croak, I'd like to do that for a little bit. Where would you go back if you could pick a decade to go back to for like a week?
I go to, let's see, 1963, I think it was the year. Dallas, Texas.
Oh, boy.
And there was a man of governmental prominence in America.
Yeah.
Who was going just for a nice drive. Yeah. I would like to be there to see if I could prevent it.
I'd like to be there to see if it really happened.
Oh, that's true.
Sorry, Darren Ravel, but I'd like to go back and see that.
Yeah,
that would be scary. Actually, kind of full circle. You posted that video of George Bush getting shoes thrown at him today. That was wild. Oh, and we can't forget either. There's one thing we definitely have to get to tonight, and then we'll sign off. Great day on Twitter. I think Big Cat uncovered one of the better videos out there. That we got to give that kid his flowers.
Oh my God, that was instantly an all-time Twitter video.
It's
and
up
I
there.
have no idea what the fuck it was about.
Perfect. That was my next question. If you actually found any context, I just
Zero
want to make sure. I guess we can't confirm this, but I don't know what that kid's mental capabilities were.
I don't want to speak for him, but I don't think that there
was
any. I don't think that there was any like real issue. I want to say that he was just like
he just liked coffee,
and he was just kind of a nerdy whatever guy.
Yeah, very nervous. I wonder if it was his first TikTok video. And he probably has well over 1 million followers by today's end.
That was a hell of a debut, if so.
How do we do this? Do you want to include the video in the YouTube?
So I'll include the video in the YouTube. For now, I will play it from my phone just so we can hear it one more time.
Why not? Let's sign off with this. So this was a video that came across our desk. As often happens, some of our friends on the Twitter sphere will send us things that they think is worth our time. This certainly was one. And it's basically a infomercial for coffee.
Yeah.
For Big Coffee.
You would say, how old do you think the kid was? Like 16, 17?
Yeah. Mid to late teenagers.
The only way I'll frame it is that if you've seen the video of the sportscaster who did the Boom Goes the Dynamite, very similar vibes. And it was just someone being awkward on camera. And all you need to picture, if you only listen to this, is, nerdy high schooler, huge glasses, kind of like fucked up squirrely hair, like he just woke up, and he's just talking about coffee. So here we go.
More or less. Yep.
Hey, if you guys ain't never tried coffee before, I would recommend it. You know why? Because this stuff is straight up busting. And yeah, I say busting. You know why? Well, because I'm young. And I'm a guy. And a youth. And I'm going to drink it right now. And if you ain't never had it before, go to the store and get some coffee. I wasn't just crying either. So don't say I was. Because I wasn't.
I'm going to age myself here, but I'm never going to get TikTok. I just don't understand it. Ari loves it. Like, and I think I read this or heard this. I think they were talking about it on maybe that macro dosing podcast, but I'm pretty sure TikTok has a very firm lead as far as like the minutes on app, like metric for like social media. You know what I mean? Like once people go on it, they'll be on it for 3 hours because the algorithm, I guess it's like the smartest algorithm out of the big social media platforms. And it's true because like Ari will go on it and like just scroll the recommended videos, and some of them are funny. Like the one, I guess, I think you're in the same boat. Like I only see the ones that go super viral on other platforms, like that one. I don't know anything about like big TikTok followers and shit like that. So, most of them is just like weird kids dancing, or I don't know, people doing like skits in their living room. I don't know. That's the gist of what I know about TikTok. But I'm glad I ran into that kid. I hope he has a good TikTok career. I hope he like parlays this into like a food tasting channel. And I just want to make sure it doesn't go too Hollywood too soon. That's my biggest fear. I want these to be genuine.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be like the Sons and Four guy, where next thing you know, he's going to be interviewed by Barstool. He'll have a T-shirt, and we're all going to hate him. But for now, I really like this kid, and I wish the best for him. It also, have you seen the other video of kind of a similar looking guy? The way that I can describe him is he was wearing a yellow T-shirt, like thick, almost Coke bottle glasses, sitting in like a computer lab in high school.
Oh yeah.
He's pointing.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm going to. Yeah, great comparison.
What is the punchline?
I don't remember.
I think he says, "I hope you break your finger," or something.
Wasn't good, or like your shirt is stupid, or like something. Yeah, that kid's the shit. He's up there. He's in the Rushmore.
Hold on.
Yeah, pull him up real quick.
Yellow shirt kid. While I'm pulling it up, that George Bush one, for anyone who like forgets that is an all-time video that I think would be hilarious if it happened in 2021. Like, he's lucky that happened in 2008, so people couldn't clown on him as much.
If he got hit in the forehead with the sole of a shoe, like, he would go down. Like, he'd have to go to the hospital. I wonder what happened to that thrower. He's got to be in jail.
Dude, like I said, if he had
I bet that would be considered like terror. Like, I don't know if is that considered like an assassination attempt?
Yeah, I would imagine that
throwing an object at a president, a standing president.
Dude,
sitting or standing? What's the term? Standing president. He's definitely standing president at the time.
Dude, and both of those shoes got fucking fired at him.
Great throws, one after another. I can't believe he had time to get the second one off. Like, that's not a good look for Secret Service, I don't think.
No, how is the assailant allowed to reload like that? And Bush played it off. Are you
pulling something up?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that yellow shirt kid.
Okay. While he does that, remember to check out our merch store. Free shipping through the holiday. I think we have 4 designs ready to go, and we're going to be releasing some new ones in the coming months. So all proceeds support the show and Soapy's cocaine habit. So we appreciate that.
Found the video.
All right, perfect.
Can you see that at all?
Kind of. Yeah, hit play.
You know what? I'm about to say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
That's what it was. He was heated. He did not give a fuck about that kid's elbow.
Dude, I'd be scared to see how the rest of that video went.
I'm glad someone hit cut on that one.
Yeah, hey.
Cut.
We don't want to witness a murder. Or we do, but we don't want to have it recorded.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We can get wrapped up here. So, in conclusion, Tony Romo, Black Mirror, TikTok's newest star. Trae Young's out tonight. If you're listening to this, Trae Young was out 2 games ago. And
that was pretty much it.
That's it in a nutshell. And we'll be back next week. Hope everyone has a good 4th of July holiday weekend. If you live here locally, it's supposed to rain between now and Tuesday, so that'll be lit. I'm going to the Sox fucking Thursday. I'm really, really hoping it happens. I've been following the hourly weather, and it looks like the rain's supposed to hit around like 4 or 5 for a 1 o'clock game, so I might luck out.
Oh, wait, an afternoon game on a Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Believe it or not, very interesting. Anyway, yes, please.
No, just a final housekeeping thing. Shout out to Bobby Manning, who a previous guest of the show from CLNS Media. I went to the Sox game on Saturday, and he was working it for Boston Sports Journal. I met up with him afterwards for a drink. We shared some stories about the current Boston sports scene. But anyways, I just say that to say awesome guy in person, as he was in the interview. And if you look at his Twitter timeline, you will see the same shirt that Dan is currently modeling right now. So awesome guy, great taste in clothing. And we look forward to his future support as well as maybe another appearance on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby. And if anyone is interested in meeting up with Soapy in person as well, just send us an email or a DM and we can see about making that happen.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.